Good morning and welcome to the 2020 帝京平成University Open Campus. First of all, we apologize for not being able to be here in person to present this presentation due to the coronavirus situation. But for you now, we are going to give a short presentation about the Global Communication course and pronunciation. So we'll do a general overview of what is global communication. Then I will talk a little bit about pronunciation, hatsuon, and the challenges of studying. After that, I will introduce some of the main points of the global communication course. Let's get started. As we know, in the world, there are a great many ways in which people connect with each other and people try to understand each other. There are many things, such as through the media, through entertainment, and also business. But today, we're going to focus a little bit on language and culture, because these are very important ways in which people connect and understand each other. So language and culture, these two things intersect in the middle. And when they come in the middle together, this is usually where we find special vocabulary and special spelling of words. And what I'm very interested in, pronunciation, hatsuon. So let's take a look a little bit at what pronunciation is. So in this pronunciation presentation, I'll talk a little bit about language, and then we will talk about Jason's 3 rules of pronunciation practice. And then we will practice a little bit. So language. You have been studying in junior high school and high school for many years, and you've probably studied lots of vocabulary and grammar, tango and bunpo. But I feel that there's something that is equally important, and that is pronunciation, hatsuon. So what is pronunciation? Let's talk about it a little bit. When we talk about pronunciation, we can talk about 3 important points: accent, intelligibility, and comprehensibility. Now, accent, I'm sure you know, but intelligibility and comprehensibility are big words. Let's find out what they mean. Here's a little bit of Japanese to help you. So, accent is the sound of native speakers. Intelligibility is how much do we understand? 50%, 80%, 100%? And comprehensibility is how difficult is it to understand something? Do you need to listen very carefully, or is it very easy? So it's about your energy level of while you are listening. Now, I'm lucky. I have many friends from around the world, and they all have some different accents. Let's listen to some different accents from around the world.
Hello, my name is Catherine. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Hello, my name is Annie. I'm from Scotland.
Hello, my name is Pat and I'm from Australia.
Hello, I'm Tom. I'm from Canada. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Pete, and I'm from England. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Eileen, and I'm from California, Central Coast. So, thanks.
Hello, I'm Gareth, and I'm from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
What's up, everybody? I'm Todd. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Thanks and have a great one.
こんにちは、しおりと申します。私は日本から来ました。
All right, there we go. There's quite a few friends from many different places around the world. Let's start with the people who are from countries such as America, Canada, Australia, these kinds of countries where people have native English accents. So these people, when a native speaker is listening to people from these countries, are they intelligible and comprehensible? The answer is probably yes. Now, the last girl in my group of friends, she was different because she was from Japan. So people from countries such as Japan or China or Spain or Germany, these countries' speakers probably do not have native accents when they speak English. So native speakers, when we're listening, are they intelligible and comprehensible? It's not sure. It's not sure. Maybe yes, maybe no. So this is why we have to try to practice our English accent a little bit to make sure that people can understand us. Because, as you know, languages are all different. If we think about English, it's vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. But of course, in Japanese, it's tango, bunpo, and hatsuon. These are not the same. So let's see if we can do a couple of exercises to change the language a little bit. All right, let's start with a very normal sentence. Hello, my name is Jason. I'm from Canada. This is English vocabulary and English grammar. But if we go back to my Japanese friend, she said, Konnichiwa, Shiori to moshimasu. Watashi wa Nihon kara kimashita. This is Japanese vocabulary and grammar. So the first thing we need to do, let's change the vocabulary. So, Konnichiwa is hello. Shiori is shiori. Tomoshimasu, my name is. Watashi wa, I'm. Nihon, Japan. Kara kimashita, from. Good English vocabulary, but the grammar is not correct. We need to change the grammar. So we end up moving some words around. And now we have a nice sentence that has English vocabulary and English grammar. How about the pronunciation? Let's listen to Shiori and check her pronunciation.
Hello, my name is Shiori. I'm from Japan.
Does that sound like a good accent? Not really. So Shiori now has English vocabulary and grammar, but she's still using Japanese style pronunciation. So for an English listener, if I'm listening to Shiori, if I give her a score, the score is not so good, okay? It's a little bit difficult to understand what she's saying. The accent is not so good. It's very slow and very flat. So we need to work on this. How? How can we change the hatsuon into pronunciation of English? That is where Jason's 3 rules of pronunciation come in. The first rule is about katakana. Katakana is your enemy. Katakana is not your friend. Okay? When we're thinking about English pronunciation, we need to focus on the real sounds of English. And katakana is not the real sounds of English. Let's explain why a little bit. So, here we come back to the sentence. Hello, my name is Jason, I'm from Canada. Let's change it into katakana. Hello, my name is Jason. I'm from Canada. Alright, that's using the katakana pronunciation. But if we want to know the real sounds of English, we can use something that we call the IPA. The IPA is the International Phonetic Alphabet. And that's where we have all of these strange looking sounds down here. But this gives us the real sounds of English. Let's look at it in a bit more detail. So we know in English we have the alphabet with consonants and vowels. The vowels, A, E, I, O, U, are very important. But the International Phonetic Alphabet has all of these symbols. And if you look here, these, the orange, red, and purple, are all different sounds for vowels. There's not only 5, there's many, many sounds. If we compare with katakana, we have the a, I, U, E, O. They can match up with some of these sounds in English, but there's many sounds that we don't make in Japanese. And if we think about the consonants, we know that consonants like L and R and V and TH sounds, these are very difficult to make for Japanese people. So all of this together makes us understand that these are not the same. Let's take a look a little bit in more detail. Here's a simple word, from, or in katakana, furomu. If we look at it in IPA, from is from, but the IPA of furomu is very different. It's much bigger. Another example, strong, sutorongu. If we look at it into IPA, wow, strong, sutorongu, strong, sutorongu. It's very, very, very different. They are not the same at all. So, that shows us that katakana does not equal English pronunciation. That's why we need to focus on the real sounds of English. Let's go to rule number 2. Rule number 2 is to listen, don't read. And what can we listen to? Well, there's many, many, many different options. You can listen to music, you can listen to conversations, you can listen to other people, and the internet is a great tool for listening to many different kinds of videos in English. So, even in English, we have to think of it as 2 different languages. There's the written English and the spoken English. The grammar and vocabulary are basically the same, but spelling and pronunciation are not the same. Let's take a look at some examples. Vowels, A, E, I, O, U. The vowels can have many sounds. For example, let's take these first 3 words. Wait, late, made. If we listen to the vowel sound, A, wait, late, made. But the spelling is different. E-I, A, and A-I. Or, take a look at these 3 very simple words. May, cat, car. May, cat, car. A, The spelling is the same, but the sound is completely different. So vowels have many different sounds. In English spelling, many letters are silent. So for example, light, when, no, castle, love, island. All of these words have silent letters in the spelling. The pronunciation has no sound. And then finally, finally, we have the case where some consonants mix together. So for example, the same word we saw earlier, strong, strong. TR becomes like a CH sound. Hundred becomes like a J sound. Same thing with did you, at your, D and J sounds. So yes, the spelling is not equal to the real sounds of English. So we need to focus on the real sounds. That's not all, because in spelling, we don't see the rhythm of the language, where we have linking and mixing of words together. We can't read the intonation, the stress, and the up and down of the language. And of course, with spelling, we don't know anything about the speed of the language, the fluency. So there's many ways in which spelling doesn't show us what the real pronunciation is, because they're not the same. All right, rule number 3 is my favorite rule. That is that pronunciation is a sport. A sport, pronunciation, 発音, is a sport? I'll explain. I will explain. All right. Many of you enjoy many sports. I will use baseball as an example. Good baseball players, they need to do some stretching, stretch their muscles. They need to practice some special techniques. And of course, they must practice and repeat many times. Ichiro did not practice baseball one time. Ichiro practiced many times for many years to become a great baseball player. If you want to be a good English speaker with beautiful pronunciation, you must also practice many times for many years. What do we stretch? We need to stretch our mouth muscles, our tongue, our lips, our cheeks. We need to practice some different techniques, moving between different sounds. And of course, we have to practice and repeat so many times in order to get nice pronunciation. All right, let's think about these stretching things. Okay, there's many parts that we have that we need to work with. Of course, there's our tongue inside our mouth. Our lips are very important for making some sounds. And most difficult is in the back of the mouth, the soft palate, which controls many of the sounds that we make. And we don't even really know about it. So, I found a very interesting video on YouTube, which I would like to share with you now, where we can see inside the mouth as somebody is pronouncing. Let's take a look at this video.
Prepare, pretend, forget, pa, ta.
You can see the lips, the tongue, and the soft palate moving together, almost like a dance.
Saw, pet, peck.
Now he's just practicing some different sounds. In a moment, he will make a full sentence.
A tad, a toe, a two, a tet, a tot, a tech, a pen, he dee, he da, he gee, he ga, ye ya. Why did Ken set the soggy net on top of his deck? I have put blood on her 2 clean yellow shoes. Stop.
It's very interesting. Like I said, inside it's like a dance of your lips, tongue, and your soft palate moving together to make very smooth and nice speaking. So, because pronunciation is a sport, we need to practice for a long time. And if we can practice for a long time, our skills can go up. Now, you remember that we saw Shiori a few minutes ago with her Japanese katakana style pronunciation. Well, Shiori practiced for a long time. And now, let's listen to her pronunciation after practicing for a long time.
ハロー、マイネームイズシオリ。I'm from Japan. Hello, my name is Shiori. I'm from Japan.
Wow, that was quite different. And one of the biggest differences is the fluency. When she's speaking with nice English pronunciation, it's very fast and very smooth. So before, I gave Shiori kind of a bad score about her pronunciation. But I think now I can say she's got a pretty good score. She's got very nice pronunciation. All right, so pronunciation is a sport. We need to have some good techniques, and most importantly, practice, practice, practice. Let's practice a little bit. I'm going to teach you a few techniques that you can use to help practice your pronunciation. The first technique is about schwa. Schwa is a vowel sound. And this vowel sound can be found in many, many words. For example, to and the. But with nice pronunciation, we don't say to and the. We say to and the. To and the. So, these two become I went to the shop. I went to the shop. Okay. But it's still not great. We need technique number 2, which is about the stress of the words. Now, usually stress falls on nouns and verbs. Nouns is meishi. Verbs is doshi. And we've got a couple in this sentence. Went and shop. So these two words will get extra stress when we're speaking. I went to the shop. I went to the shop. I went to the shop. A bit faster, a bit smoother. I went to the shop. I went to the shop. I went to the shop. You can practice. All right, let's stay with technique number 2 and change the sentence. We've got a couple of nouns here. We got book and apple. Book and apple. These two words are going to get some extra stress. Now, technique number 3. This is a really good one. Linking. Linking happens between consonants, words that end in consonants, and words that start with vowels. Consonants and vowels. So, a book and an apple. We will connect these words together. A book and an apple. 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 All right, let's put them together into a complete little conversation of two people, A and B. I went to the shop. What did you buy? A book and an apple. I went to the shop. What did you buy? A book and an apple. So by practicing these techniques, we can get much smoother and much faster pronunciation. And this is something that you can do at home. And I think that if you follow these 3 rules of pronunciation, to not use katakana, listen to lots of English, and to practice and repeat, your accent, intelligibility, and comprehensibility can all become much, much better. I think it's something that you can do. All right, thank you for that part. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Global Communication course here at Teikyo Heisei University. The Global Communication course has three main goals and policies. All of these goals and policies are related to culture and language. So what we want to do is to have good cultural understanding between people so that we are not judging other people, but understanding that different people and different cultures are okay. And of course, we want to feel very comfortable using foreign languages to help us communicate across these cultural borders. The Global Communication course also has some language programs. Of course, there's a lot of focus on English because English is a very important international language. But you can also study languages such as Chinese, French, and German. And another good advantage is you have a chance to talk and work with native speakers, especially in English, during your studies. All right, for global studies and skills, it's not only language. We also have a lot of focus on international relations, where we talk about the importance of good business communication, volunteering, and many other kinds of international activities that can help bring people together. And of course, there are also tests, language tests, such as TOEIC and IELTS. The TOEIC test is offered many times every year. You can take the test in the school using the TOEIC IP test at a much more reasonable rate. The IELTS test is a 4 skills test of listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And there's a good opportunity with the IELTS test. If you can get a score of 5.5 in all of the different skills, you have a chance to get a scholarship, a nice money rebate for your help in studying, especially if you go studying abroad. All right, the curriculum map of the class includes many things. There's a strong focus on foreign languages, but there's also a strong focus on international skills and business and computer skills. So the Global Communication course is a well-rounded education course that will prepare you for life in the real world. So I want to take this moment to thank you very much for watching this presentation about the Global Communication course, and especially pronunciation. I hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you very soon in person here at Teikyo Heisei University. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
実学の総合大学、帝京平成大学